Dear colleagues and friends, I want to extend a warm welcome to every one of you that's joining us this year on this digital platform. What a year. On January the 30th, 2020, the World Health Organization declared the outbreak of the COVID-19 as the sixth public health emergency of international interest. Globally, countries went into lockdown, and we all watched in awe and sorrow as family and friends closed their doors behind them to stay in isolation for what we then thought was going to be a mere week. What lay ahead, no one could predict. Globally, 2020 was a year of unparalleled and record-breaking unemployment levels, millions of shattered businesses, the cancellation and postponement of events, coupled with immense uncertainty as we battled every day. It is a year that we as society have never experienced before. And here we are, still trying to make sense of the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic that's sweeping across the world. COVID-19 has caused devastation on a personal and global level. Yet if this pandemic had hit at any other time over the last 2,000 years, the effect would have been significantly more catastrophic. In a world where 80% of the workforce is in lockdown, 33% of the global population is unemployed, the global supply chain is massively disrupted, physical distancing is mandated, and food supply panic sweeps the nations as countries plan to feed societies and avoid mass hunger. This is a recipe for disaster. Yet thanks to connectivity, many businesses could continue to operate at some level, and many more embraced digital transformation and adopted technology systems to safeguard their supply chains. In many cases, our children could adopt remote learning, and some of us have had medical doctors, gyms, and even yoga instructors go online and turn to online consultation. Customer services, logistics, and entertainment, and essential businesses like commerce, insurance, and finance have continued providing services online. Yes, colleagues, I'm glad to say that it seems that the work that we have done over the last decade has not been in vain, as it has played a pivotal role in enabling our global economy to survive. 2020 was a year of unprecedented change, and that was also true for the Digital Council Africa. As the pandemic increased its destructive grip on the continent, it highlighted the digital divide in Africa as many people became more vulnerable to poor outcomes and social isolation. People that do not have access to devices, an internet connection, and digital skills cannot participate in the new digital economy. But as Africans, we have an unprecedented opportunity to take stock and reshape our society and economy. The decisions we make today will inevitably determine the role the digital and data-driven technology will play in the future of the continent and for the next generations. For this reason, the Digital Council Africa also rebranded in the year 2020 from the FTTX Council Africa to become a more inclusive digital council whose aim is to play a much larger role in the connectivity ecosystem, to bring together role players and to find the fastest and most cost-effective ways to connect all our citizens on global platforms and digital platforms. Already many of us have gone from never heard about some connectivity platform to becoming specialists in mere weeks. We have a newfound understanding of collaboration tools, and we have met new friends and spoken to people we have never met before. This very week, I had a personal meeting with someone that I had only known on my screen until now. It was quite surreal to sit down and have a cup of coffee together, social distance, mask and all. The year 2020 is one that most of us hope to forget, but COVID-19 has in some ways made us stronger as the world's gone digital. Older generations have rapidly embraced technology. Remote work has accelerated digital transformation. Online commerce has stimulated price competitiveness. and our ability to stay connected and leverage technology for supply chain and business operations have quadrupled. Remote work has boosted hourly productivity by approximately 40%, with actual work time per day going from 5.2 hours to 9 hours, and meeting attendance from 70% to 90%. And businesses are definitely running leaner. Social distance has also, to a large extent, brought us closer. In the good old days, you would send an email to a person 2 decks down. Now, you quickly schedule a meeting on video to discuss a matter, resulting in a global reduction of email usage by 30%. All of this while we broke down borders and embraced globalization. Not to mention the impact on the environment. Lockdowns, quarantines, and border closures in the wake of the pandemic had led to reductions in air pollution through the use of transport systems and air travel. Globally, we are beginning to see corporates adopt permanent work from home strategies that will allow for individuals to move to smaller towns and help curb urbanization while contributing to a higher quality of life. These positive environmental effects are likely most temporary, but I hope they serve as an example that changes in our way of life and prompt positive effects for the environment and demonstrate the usefulness of travel-reducing measures such as video conferencing. Acknowledging that the COVID-19 pandemic is first and foremost a global disaster is important. But I hope that the pandemic may inspire future behavioral changes that will result in very positive environmental effects. Back to us. Colleagues, it's unlikely that things will ever be the way that they were. We can all agree that we have entered the fourth industrial revolution at pace. What we need to figure out now is how to leave no one behind. The digital divide is a greater threat to humanity than ever before. And we have to hold each other responsible with a collective determination to achieve our mission, which is to ensure that every person on the continent is connected to a good and affordable internet connection. Colleagues, if we are going to be successful and keep momentum, now is the time to lock arms and push forward together. Allow me a moment to thank our sponsors who helped us to fund this platform in 2020. We are eternally grateful to you for your support. Without you, it would not have been possible. Finally, to all our members that support the work that we do, we salute you. We have made great progress and stride as a sector in the last decade, and we will continue to do so in the coming years with your ongoing support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the content that we have prepared for you for this coming week. Every session was carefully planned, and we'll have some key takeaways if you are willing to listen. With that in mind, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce to you our first session of the 2020 conference. As Sub-Saharan Africa makes inroads towards digitalization and its businesses and citizens adopt technologies, the need to have the right infrastructure in place is critical. As the debate of the region's readiness for the fourth industrial revolution becomes critical, it has become increasingly important to understand and respond to the state and the outlook of the region's digital infrastructure to clearly understand the continent's digital readiness. This year, the Digital Council Africa partnered with Digital Things, a strategy and investment-focused advisory services provider that specializes in digital infrastructure, cloud, and the Internet of Things solutions, as well as broadband networks and services. Digital Things assist their clients with the development of feasible projects and sustainable business models, while turning their strategies into success and safeguarding investments. The aim of the study that we conducted with Digital Things is to empower Digital Council Africa members through providing a view on global digital infrastructure trends and the current state of digital infrastructure in Africa, with a deep dive into 10 pre-selected countries in Sub-Saharan Africa. The study will provide a view of the region's digital infrastructure landscape and identifies the key considerations that will empower Digital Council Africa members' future planning and strategies. So although this research is strictly available to members only, once a year, we open up the research to a wider stakeholder audience that may benefit from it. It is my privilege now to share this research with you today. Without further ado, colleagues, please welcome to our very first session of 2020.